Hello, everyone. Nice to see you here. My name is DeAngelis. I'm President and CEO of TrakPoint Solutions. I feel a little bit like a fish out of water because we're not a medical device company. You've heard all this before. But I will tell you this, okay? Our goal is to save healthcare facilities lots of dough so they can buy more of your devices or more of your portfolio company's devices. So the pain that we're solving is overspending in healthcare. Healthcare is pretty wasteful, as we all know. So here's some of the examples. You got medical liability, you got hospital inefficiencies. The thing is, if you could imagine an indoor location network in every healthcare facility where you could locate anything within that facility, people and assets, within a 10-inch accuracy, a lot of this waste could be solved. So there is a solution, and it's us. So we solve the problem of indoor location the same way GPS solved the problem of outdoor location. I'll give you the examples. So here's a globe, and here's a building. So the way you locate things outdoors on the globe is you set up a constellation of satellites. You then tag and track the elements that you want to track on the globe. In this case, it's a shipping container or a delivery vehicle. And then you can also tag and track people. Now, the people would be tracked usually with a mobile device or a cell phone because that has a GPS receiver in it to begin with. Then those tags would communicate with your constellation of satellites, and off you'd go. You can find anything on the globe. We do the same thing indoors. So we take our constellation of location processors, we deploy those inside of a facility. We then tag and track elements that we would like to find within the building. These are mainly assets. And then, of course, we can tag and track people as well. We communicate with our location processors, and therefore we can discern location. This is a really technically challenging environment. There's multi-path reflections. There's all kinds of technical challenges associated with it. But that's one of the reasons why this will be so valuable. Anyone that's familiar with the space knows that there's been a lot of trauma in this space from folks that have failed. There's a lot of failed companies, and most of those have failed based on the backs of working capital and investment capital that's been put into those organizations by investors and also by customers. Basically, they failed because they overcommitted and underdelivered and didn't develop any new technology. Then there's a class of folks that I call the walking wounded. These folks are, if you search RTLS online, Google it, and RTLS stands for real-time location systems. If you search for that online, you'll see a lot of companies. It feels like a crowded space. None of them really have traction, though, except for maybe these. Here's some of the existing players that do have a modicum of success in the space. Some of these you might have seen or heard of: Stanley Healthcare, Zebra, Steris, and others. But their solution is not compelling from a business case perspective because their technology is old and it just doesn't work well. And by the way, TrakPoint is in discussion with 4 of these folks now with our technology. So the bottom line is the competition is overpromising and underdelivering. They're using old technology and they're trying to market it as new and something that functions. We are the only company that employs 100% wire-free tracking. No cabling, no wiring, no business disruption. And we are also the only company that's going to guarantee the affordability, and we're going to guarantee the tracking and the location accuracy. So RTLS is a reasonably high growth market. We're about 23% compound annual growth rate. Some of that growth is coming in here. Here's some of the use cases just in healthcare. The use cases are nurse call automation with players like Hillrom and Ascom. And then there's equipment rental with the Agilities of the world. There's OR integration with the Steris and the Strykers. And there's patient workflow, which is one of the larger growing segments in the marketplace. And then there's basic physical asset tracking, things like infusion pumps and sequential compression devices and that sort. TrakPoint will dominate in this underserved marketplace. Here's some of our primary differentiating features. First of all, number one is ease and timeline of deployment. We can deploy in days what takes others months. There's no drilling or wiring or cabling involved, which means no business disruption. We're industry leading in affordability and maintenance. Our asset tags are free, which is another industry first. And our tags are sealed, hermetically sealed, and never require battery replacement. We don't sell hardware. Me and my co-founder have sold hardware before in the past. We never want to sell hardware again. So we are a SaaS model. No hardware to purchase, and then we cellular backhaul to the cloud. We're 100% wire-free, which means that we're completely independent of the facility's IT network because we cellular backhaul to the cloud. And we guarantee plus or minus 10-inch accuracy. So when you combine all these features together, it enables bringing a location of things technology to the masses. Our technology is purpose-built. It was designed from the ground up. It's all original stuff. And it's designed to actually deliver on the commitments that we're going to make to our customers. There's a bunch of tech associated with it, advanced measurement techniques, AI, machine learning, all the buzzwords. But the thing is, it's proprietary and it's protectable. We have 3 issued patents and we have 7 more in the works. Now, from the customer perspective, you ask yourself, why do you care? Tags are free, the system practically installs itself, and TrakPoint owns the hardware, deploys and maintains the network. What you should care about from the customer perspective is that we guarantee it. Here's a little bit about our business model. So if we take a 350,000 square foot facility, say 200 beds, we're going to charge about 5.5 cents per square foot per month. So that'd be about $23,000 for that facility. Again, they don't have to write a big check for us to deploy this because we own it. Our deployment costs are about 1.6 cents per square foot. So in that facility, we have about $70,000 total in our working capital in that facility. It'll take us about 3 months for us to recoup our investment in that facility. The rest is gravy. I'm going to skip through our go-to-market strategy. We can talk about that later in the breakout room if you'd like. But do keep in mind that TrakPoint owns, installs, and maintains the network. A little bit about our 5-year pro formas. Our first year of full operation is 2023, calendar year 2023. We are still a development organization right now. We are pre-revenue. This pro forma also assumes asset tags are free of charge, so none of that's included in our revenue. We also assume at the end of 2025, we're about $35 million in revenue. We have about 1.1% market penetration at that point in time. And here's a few other concepts as well, or elements. One of the things I'll describe is this model assumes only the healthcare marketplace. There's a bunch of other verticals that you can imagine folks would want to find things indoors. Here's a little bit about our financing. In the past, we did about $750,000 in a pre-seed round of financing, middle of 2019. And then I just closed a bridge round in January of this year of $1 million at a $6 million cap. Our current financing, which I'm kicking off here at this event, is a $5 to $6 million priced round. Bridge investors will convert their notes in this round. We will use these funds to fund us through customer deployments, or customer pilots, that is, and it's going to be to support continued development and go-to-market research. An exit is more or less standard acquisition in less than 3 years or so at comparable SaaS company multiples. Here's our executive team. John Cyan is my co-founder. He's the spooky bright engineer that has developed most all of this technology. And here's our directors and advisors. One that I'll point out specifically is Suzanne Foster. She's currently the president of Cardinal at Health at Home Services. She was previously the president at Stanley Healthcare. So thanks. I want to point out one other thing that's important for us. So like a lot of other companies here at this particular show, the LSI Summit, what we're doing is really hard to do. It's going to take a lot of time and energy and capital. A main difference between our product, however, is that we don't have any regulatory risk. So it's the development of the product, which we're well along the path of, but no regulatory risk. Thanks for listening. I'll be in the breakout room later.